Hi everybody, this is Barry Schwartz and this is the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz and this is the news we covered over the past week at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com. Today is Friday, October 19th. Alright, big news this week. WebmasterWorld, or now PubCon, Matt Cutts of Google officially announced the Disavow link tool. It's now live. He's saying don't use it unless you really have to. Don't use it. He keeps saying that over and over again, but if you want to use it, you can. It's available. I have a blog post on October 17th on how to access it, but let me just give you the URL. It's google.com/webmasters/tools/disavow-links-main. Again, it's a link to it on my October 17th blog post. It basically lets you create a file. You can upload that file to Google with URLs that you want to disallow, domains you want to disallow, subdomains you want to disallow. And it basically lets you say, Google, don't trust these links pointing to my website. Don't let them have a positive or negative impact on my website. And that's how it works. Again, if you are removing links to your website and those links are helping you, you will see a ranking decrease. If you are removing links to your website that are negatively impacting your website, it probably will have some positive impact on your website. If you are removing links, if you saw a downgrade in your rankings because of negative links, and you remove those negative links, you have less links to your website, so you're not going to probably see the same increase that you had originally. So you're not going to be the same level playing field that you were prior to those links being discounted. So just keep that in mind, and hopefully that'll be helpful. Again, October 17th at seroundtable.com. Next up, I did the live blog post of Matt announcing this, and he announced a bunch of things. So I have a blog post, a live blog post coverage of Matt Cutts at PubCon, and it's called Lunch with PubCon. Some things that I want to just pull out was, he obviously gave a lot of history on stuff, but a couple things is now that if you get a manual penalty, almost literally 100% of those manual penalties will be emailed to you via Google Webmaster Tools. So if you do get a manual penalty, Google will most likely 100%, almost 100% of the time, Google will email you. We covered that before, but we said 99% of the time. Now it's pretty much, he said 100% of the time. Outside of that, I mean, everything else is pretty much typical Matt Cutts stuff. If you want to take a look at that live blog coverage, October 16th at seroundtable.com. Next up, Google's minus 950 penalty is maybe back. Google didn't confirm it, but people are reporting at WebmasterWorld that the minus 950 penalty is back. There was some type of update, and people are saying, hey, my site is minus 950. So exactly what's going on, I'm not exactly sure. We have a post about it on October 17th. This is really an over-optimization penalty. People have recovered from this in the past. People get hit by this in the future. The one thing I want you to understand is that when Google does an update, like the Panda update, Penguin update, exact match domain update, page layout update, there are other updates that were done before that Google didn't really tell us so much about. We named them ourselves, like Florida, and like this, over-optimization penalty, or minus 950 penalty, or there's various different penalties out there that we've named over the years. Google still has those algorithms. Are they as important? Are they run often? Are they built into the algorithm in terms of running daily? That depends, but just keep in mind, there is these dances going on constantly. This is very interesting. A former Google webmaster search quality guy, he didn't work on Matt Cutts' team, so he's not involved in search spam. He didn't work with Amit Singhal, so he's not part of search in general. What he did was, I think he works on the Webmaster Tools analyst teams where he evaluates search quality, like with John Mueller. Those people don't have direct access to the algorithm. They don't have direct access to, I think, banning sites or anything like that. They pretty much help and guide Matt's team on certain topics. So his name was Andre Ware. I haven't pronounced his name anyway. So he was interviewed by James, who did a great interview, but he pulled out some things that seemed like I don't think he should have known about. Or maybe he did. I don't know. Some things like, don't put more than 2 commercial keywords in your titles or Google will frown upon it. 2 commercial, okay, that seems a little weird. Another thing regarding how to Google detect spammy links, commercial versus non-commercial ratio of the anchor text. There's some comments about PR and stuff like that. But those 2 things make me scratch my head and say, did he really know this? I'm not sure. We have a link to this on October 17th. I'm just not so sure how valid that interview is. I'm sure it's legit, but I don't think this Googler actually knew what was going on per se. He worked at Google for 2 years. It was over, I think, a year or two ago where he left, and he has his own company. So again, I'm not trying to like negate anything, but it just seems awkward. So I did a post this week, October 17th, again, that Google's Matt Cutts joined Dan Russell, who's a research scientist at Google, research scientist at Google, basically, and Dan asked him in this interview, basically asking him, is your job secure? Will there always be search spam that he has to go ahead and fight? And the answer is yes. His job is secure. Yes, there will always be search spam, but Google's getting better at it. It was interesting to see that response. I had the transcript and the video on October 17th if you want to watch him answer that. Google titles. Google site links. So Google site links, we talked about it a lot over the years and stuff like that. They come in many different flavors, but I didn't notice until WebmasterWorld Fred pointed it out that if you go ahead and use the search tools on the left-hand side where you click on past week, past month, past day, that actually changes the site links in there. So maybe it might be a good way for SEOs and webmasters to say, hey, what fresh pages on my website does Google find more important than others? So it might be a good tool for SEOs to figure that out. Again, it's not 100% perfect, so maybe just wasting your time, but it's something to look at maybe. Time watched, YouTube search. It's a major search engine. It's one of the largest search engines in the world. And YouTube told us that they updated their search algorithms to include, as a major factor, time watched. So now it's not, because obviously there's some videos that are 30 seconds, there's some videos that are, hours. It's not just time watch. I guess it's a time watch as a ratio of how long the video is. We're not exactly sure what the algorithm is, but now they're using time watched, on some sense, as part of their algorithm. We have more information about that on October 15th at seroundtable.com. Remember, Google was trying this field test where you could actually embed Gmail results, your own Gmail results within the search results when it's applicable. So Google has expanded that test to include more people. You could sign up by going to, our blog on October 16th and clicking a link to it. And basically, if you're a Google Apps user, you still can't use it, but basically it includes Google email results within your search results on some level. Marissa Meyer from Yahoo now, not Google anymore, but from Yahoo, has maybe cleaned up the Yahoo homepage a lot. We have a screenshot of it on our blog on October 15th, but basically there was a leaked redesigned photo of the new Yahoo homepage. I'm not sure if it's going to be released or not. We don't have confirmation. But one thing that I noticed that stood out was the Yahoo's purple color was removed from the logo. Now it's a white color, and all they have is purple as the search button. They made a lot of other changes. It's much a cleaner design. I like it a lot. But the Yahoo purple logo is something that stands out. Yesterday, Google's stock price dropped tremendously. In the middle of the day, they were reporting earnings later that night, or later that evening, afternoon, and for some reason it was leaked earlier in the morning, the press release, the SEC filings. Because of that, midday trading was halted. The Google stock dropped drastically. So I have a post about not necessarily the stock dropping, but how webmasters react to it. A lot of webmasters who were hit by Penguin and Panda were very happy to see the stock drop. That says to them, hey, your updates, your search quality is not as good as you might think. And thus, your stock is dropping because you have less happy users, less people clicking on ads and stuff like that. But the truth is, if you look at what Google reported, they said paid clicks were up 33%. They're actually, costs per click were down. The profits were down 20%, but the revenue is way up. So exactly what's going on, I didn't go through all the documents, but I definitely got some webmaster reaction about the Google stock drop. Big news, industry news this week was that Jim Boykin's Internet Marketing Ninjas, formerly Weevil Pages, went ahead and bought WebmasterWorld. Jim, I know him for years and years, probably 10 years now. Great guy, great company. He's grown his company to over 100 people. Does great work. And he's recently acquired the Developer Chat Network, which is part of SEO Chat, one of my first forums that I was part of back in the day. He acquired Create a Site Forums a few weeks ago, and now he has acquired WebmasterWorld. It's big news for the industry. WebmasterWorld is a huge forum. Developer Chat is too, but for the SEO community, WebmasterWorld is a very big forum. Brett Tapsky, who's been running it since at least before '99, made the announcement at PubCon with Internet Marketing with Jim. Jim seemed very emotional about it. I have a whole write-up about it at Search Engine Land as well as Search Engine Roundtable on October 17th. And congratulations to Brett, to all the web moderators and admins at WebmasterWorld, and to Jim and his team for this purchase. Looking forward to new and creative things. Google had two logos quickly. Moby Dick logo. It was up yesterday. It's a picture of obviously a whale and the whole Moby Dick thing. It actually led to a Google knowledge graph. And we also had a Google logo for the 107th birthday of Little Nemo. Again, two logos back to back, not celebrating the author or the creator of the thing, but actually the thing. So Little Nemo was a comic strip written by Winsor McCay. They celebrated the birthday of Little Nemo, not the author, not Winsor. And same thing with Moby Dick. They celebrated the birth or the release date of Moby Dick and not the birth date of the creator, which is Herman Melville. Anyway, thanks so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. My name again is Barry Schwartz. Today is Friday, October 19th. Everyone have a great weekend. And this is the news we covered over the Search and Roundtable at SARoundtable.com. Bye.